Hello folks, Scott with Dallas Paint Correction and Auto Detailing. Looking at the side of my Navigator again, and I'm going to talk about how I strip waxes and sealants off of cars. Do it effectively, safely, and quickly. Well, not too long ago, I used to use, Dawn soap. What are you, a hack, Scott? Well, let me tell you something. People using this a long time. I know professional detailers that still use it to this day that are some of the best paint correction specialists on the planet. Some of you are actually watching them on YouTube, by the way, but they don't tell you that they use Dawn soap, but they use it. Extremely effective at removing waxes and sealants. It's a degreaser, it's a strong soap that will do it. Well, that's cool. I know some people have judgment about it, so I'm not going to use it anymore. I'm listening to some of you guys. You guys think this is the worst stuff on the planet, so I'm going to get rid of it. The other thing you can do is take a 5-gallon bucket, fill it with your favorite car soap. Maybe you like Chemical Guys, Adams, whatever. And then you're going to fill it with 5 gallons of water, put your 4 or 5 ounces of car soap in it, get it all soapy and lather. And then you're going to take your favorite all-purpose cleaner and put about 4 ounces inside that bucket. Okay, folks, been doing this a long time. Don't mean to ruffle feathers. Don't mean to get people upset. That really isn't going to help you all that much unless the wax or sealant that's on the car is incredibly old and has already begun to break down. There's not much of it there. You're not really changing the pH scale of that 5 gallons worth of water, just putting a couple of ounces of your favorite all-purpose cleaner that happens to be alkaline based. It's just a fact. It's not going to give you great cutting power to remove waxes and sealants unless it's a wax or sealant that was applied a couple of months ago. There are guys buying stuff from Chemical Guys. Adams makes it now. What is it? Strip wash, whatever they call it. These soaps, if you actually read the label and read between the lines, see between the smoke and mirrors, see all the illusion within those products. Yes, they have the ability to cut through and remove waxes and sealants off of paint, but you will notice they will all say that this product strips old wax, OLD. That is very, very important. I've been in auto detailing for a very long time. I've seen manufacturers use keywords like that for a long time. What they're telling you is that on your first go-round, if you use that soap that you bought from Chemical Guys that's called Strip Wash, whatever it is, or Adams that makes one, your first go-around may be successful if you have a OLD layer of wax or sealant on the car. That just means an old layer of wax and sealant. That doesn't mean it's old to you because it was just placed on the car a week ago. This is where the problem comes into play. If I had waxes and sealants on this car, whatever, wax or sealant, and it was applied about a week ago, 7 to 10 days ago, and I simply used 5-gallon bucket, couple of ounces of all-purpose cleaner, I will not be able to remove all the wax and sealant off the paint. It just won't work. I'll have to wash it a couple times to slowly pull it off the paint. So if you're using those strip washes by Adams, Chemical Guys, great washes, great concept, but if you've got a new layer of wax on it, you may just have to use it 2 or 3 times. Well, I don't want to do that. I want to do a quicker process, an easier process. I exposed you guys, I didn't expose you to it, it's been around for a while, about a product called, guess what? Meguiar's Wash Plus. And this ruffled quite a few feathers. I got private messages, emails. Scott, you're a hack. I think you work for Super Clean. They're paying you. I think Meguiar's is paying you. Well, folks, none of these companies pay me. It would be great if they did, but that's just not my reality. It's not the way it works. But why do I love this stuff for stripping wax? Well, guess what? It has abrasives in it. I think that was a word that just blew some people's minds yesterday. Abrasives scare people. Well, guess what? A better word for it is polish. It has polish in it. All of us know, let's say this panel was completely clean, had no dirt on it. Let's say this was just the polish and I put it on a microfiber pad and rubbed it on the paint. What would I be doing? I would be removing scratches from the paint. I would be making the paint more shiny and glossy. Most people are like, yay, that's how that works. That's exactly what this stuff is. It is a polishing soap. That's how it works. I'm going to go into greater detail, shed some more light on how this works, but I want to talk about how it strips waxes and sealants. So if you saw my video yesterday, I'm just going to soak down the panel, remove any dirt that may be on the panel that can come off easily during rinsing it, I'm going to shake up my polishing soap. I'll stay away from that word abrasive because that just scares the living crap out of people. I'm going to take my microfiber mitt and I'm going to put some on this mitt. I had somebody yesterday say to me, Scott, I don't think you're a professional. That's not awfully economical. You're putting too much on the wash mitt. Well, folks, this stuff cost me less than $9. It will wash 20 cars. That's 50 cents a car wash. I don't know how to get more economical, and I can't fight and argue with everybody who leaves some of the weirdest comments on the planet. But unless this was free, maybe that's not economical to you. Cost me 50 cents per car. Holy crap, that's a winner in my world, and I would think for most of you it would be as well. So now I'm going to go in here with this polish that is on my wash mitt. I'm going to wash the car, right? There is something I did not talk about yesterday in my video. What Meguiar's want you to do when you're using this stuff, whether you want to strip waxes, whether you want to use it as a polishing soap. If you read the back of this bottle, it actually wants you to use it as if it was a polish. Use a polishing motion, apply pressure to the paint. Why? You got to remember something, folks. This is not a random car soap with abrasives in it, meaning it's not a soap that's in the mitt and then I just sprinkle random dirt and grease and grime, little rocks in it. This is formulated as a fine polish. Polishes is what takes scratches away from paint, which gives you shine and gloss. So as I use this stuff, I am stripping the old wax and sealant that may be on this car. I'm also going to scrub the paint. I'm going to use circular motions. Holy crap, that's a no-no. That causes scratches and swirls. Guess what? What's in this stuff is a fine polish. That's how you apply a polish to a paint. That's what removes scratches and swirls. No, this is not going to remove scratches and swirls that may have been on there for years from improper washing and drying, but it's a finish polishing soap. Think about it this way, folks. Dirt is our enemy in the moment, right? The wash mitt is the enemy in the moment. Most of us know, even if this panel was completely clean, we used our favorite pH soap with it got lots of suds and lather, and I simply went over the panel this way, right? Most of us know that's what's causing the scratching and marring. Let's put some numbers to this. Let's say the dirt on the panel is like a power of 1. That's our enemy in the moment. That's the tenacity level on the panel. That's what's causing the scratching plus the wash mitt. What if, by chance, just think about this outside the box, what if the polish in this soap is like a level 3? Meaning it can overpower the tenacity of level 1 dirt on the panel, overcompensate for that dirt, and actually be polishing the paint as you're washing it. I've been using polishes for over 26 years. I know how phenomenal they are. You know who the enemy in the moment is? There's not enough clear coat on cars. There's only about 2 or 3 mils worth of clear coat. Car manufacturers won't give us enough of it. Why? It's called corporate greed. They also probably have an ability to give us clear coat that doesn't scratch as much, but guess why they don't? It's called corporate greed. They don't want clear coat to last forever. They want you to buy new cars. I would love it. Since I've been working on cars, I don't want this to dry, I'm going to polish my paint, rip off the wax and sealant. But here's my point, folks. I'm going to do this. I'm going to use circular motions on my nice Navigator. Somebody said to me, holy crap, Scott, I love your Navigator. Why would you do that? Well, in the moment, I know what I'm actually doing. I'm polishing the paint. I'm polishing the paint as if I had a microfiber or a DA polisher in my hand. Is it the mitt that scares you? Is it the microfiber mitt that makes you think you're scratching the paint? Is it the light dirt that might be on the panel? Is there a chance the polish is overpowering the dirt and it's now become the main contributing factor in the washing process? I think so. Well, let me do this. Rinse it off. I will wash it too long. Buff it. Buff it like I'm putting a polish on a car. And then I'm going to rinse it off. Okay, I've rinsed that off. I'm gonna bring you guys in close. Let me put my wash mitt down somewhere. Okay, let me put it here so it doesn't get on the ground. I wanna bring you guys in for a second. We're gonna look at my Navigator up close and personal. There I was, washing the panel. Right now it is squeaky clean, not a wax or sealant on it. I was able to remove it with Meguiar's Wash Plus. I was also able to remove tar, bug guts, light scuffs, getting myself prepared and ready to put a new layer of wax on it. Another reason why I love it. Using circular motions with this soap is actually appropriate. They want you to engage the polish that is within it to be able to polish the paint. I washed the other panel last night, and folks, when I came out after it was dried, it looked absolutely wonderful. It had nice gloss and shine on it versus this panel. Why? Because there was some polish in the soap. I know what polishes do. They clean paint. They restore shine and gloss. That's all Meguiar's is saying here, folks. This is the infancy of new technology. Can it be better? Yes. It's why I made the comment last night. I wish there was more of it. I wish that there was more polish in it, not an abrasive compound that's just randomly put in the soap, has no idea what it's doing. I want this thing to completely dry. Let me see if I can find, should have been prepared here. But as this dries and we get in here, there are no swirl marks, scratch marks in my paint. Why? Because here's the concept. It's a finishing, polishing soap. It will, what if there's a chance that we already know that using a microfiber with our favorite car soap can scratch the paint, right? What if by chance we're getting to the point that even when we have to wash our cars, if we use a soap that can clean the panel and has polish in it, formulated specially to incorporate your hand pressure, the amount of pressure you apply, how you move your wash mitt, any marring or inducing scratching you could do during the washing process, the polish within the soap is trying to remove that from the process altogether. It is absolutely brilliant. Outside the box thinking. People like myself that have been working on cars for 26 years, been working on clear coat since the day it came out on vehicles. The only way to truly get true shine and perfection is you've got to scratch them with a finishing polish or a compound to get where you need to be. I see no swirl marks, scratches, any you know, would you want to wash your car in circular motions? I see no issues. I see no swirl marks in my paint showing up as the car dries. In fact, what I see is, yes, this paint is completely squeaky clean. Has no wax or sealants on it. And if I rub it with my finger, I'm going to scratch it, right? Because I don't have polish on my finger. But I'm seeing a gloss that was on this paint that was not there before. That's what polishes do. They're trying to create a system that in the process of us washing our car, we can use a polish within that wash that will overcompensate for simply washing our vehicle, getting fine scratches and swirls. Yes, they want you to engage the polish. Yes, they even want you to use it. What's it say here? Let's read this bottle together. It says, when using this for additional cleaning such as tough bug scuff marks, use a polishing action within the multiple passes from a wash mitt. Why do they want you to use a polishing action? You know, buff on, buff off. Because that's how polishes work. That's how polishes get applied by rotaries, by dual action polishers. Folks, this paint is starting to dry. I see no scratch marks, no swirl marks within the paint, because the compound is overpowering the ability for the wash mitt to actually scratch the paint. Yes, I think it needs to be, hate to use the word aggressive, this is like having M205 in a wash media. It's polishing your paint as you're washing it. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm using it to strip wax and getting off rough bugs and tar and all sorts of contaminants on the paint, so that when I get ready to lay a new layer of wax on it, it's completely ready for me. I don't even have to use my paint prep anymore. Maybe I don't have to use my dupli color. I probably would, because I want absolutely virgin clear coat. I don't know the oils that may be in the polish that's within the soap. I don't want it to interfere with my wax that I might be putting on it. But this car is drying. Does my paint look like it's wrecked to you? Does it look like I've scratched it all to hell? I don't have a coating on my car. I don't have some heavy duty Jescar, you know, protective sealant on it. It just is what it is. It's a great concept. It's one that's it's thinking outside the box. I know I'm rambling on here, it's way too much. I had somebody say I'm a hack, it's not economical. Well, 50 cents a wash is economical to me. I know what polishes do because I've been using them for far too long. I know the word abrasive scares people, but in the moment, this is an abrasive that's formulated to be applied a certain way, just like a polish when you're using a rotary or a DA. That's what it's going to do. I scrubbed it in circular motions. Are you seeing swirl marks, scratches, the typical stuff that you see on cars all the time from improper washing and drying? Nothing there. I don't know if the light's great. You guys are probably going to say it's not the great light. I can't see it. I see no problems with my paint. I actually see paint that's absolutely clean of any wax, sealant, or grease and grime. Truly removed all the traffic film off the panel. It's got some shine and gloss on it that typically is not there if I use a pH soap and then just use my Dupli-Color or Dawn to remove the traffic film and strip waxes. That looks absolutely brilliant. Somebody said, Scott, don't do this to your car. I love your Navigator. Well, here's a side note. I think my Navigator's gone. You want to know why? Somebody offered me some money for it, and they put me in a really bad spot to absolutely consider it. So I think it might be gone. They offered me more than it's worth with Kelly Blue Book. Why did they offer me that kind of money? Because they see the value. They see the way I take care of my cars. The inside of this thing looks like it's brand new. 2005 with 80,000 miles. But I think it's time to say goodbye to it. The guy offered me a deal, and I can't refuse it. I told him give me 48 hours to think about it. That's up till tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. This car may be gone. Some of my haters might be going, great, we're tired of looking at the Navigator. There's my way I strip waxes and sealants. A great way to not only strip waxes and sealants, but also polish the paint at the same time. I'm truly getting rid of all the traffic film, all that good stuff. I love it. I think it's great. It's a new concept. I'm sure when the airline industry had their first commercial flight, some people got on that plane and said, oh my God, I should be getting on this thing. White knuckled it all the way to the bitter end. Some people jumped on the plane and embraced it with open arms. It's a new concept. It's a concept that's needed. If you've been doing paint correction as long as I have, you understand how it works. You understand that car manufacturers are not going to give you clear coat that actually doesn't scratch. It doesn't make sense to them. It's not corporate friendly. It doesn't make them profit. Why do they only give us 2 or 3 mils worth of clear coat? That's because that's all they want to give you. They don't want it to last forever. They don't want you to have the ability to cut this thing 9 or 10 times if you wanted to with an aggressive compound. They have stockholders to answer to. They want you to buy new cars from them. They don't want you to have stuff that lasts forever. It's completely dry. There are no scratches, swirls from me using a microfiber mitt, going in circles with it. This paint looks great. I'm absolutely in love with this product. It's also polished it as I remove the wax. Thank you guys. I have nothing more to say. I'm going to move on. I love you all. Talk to you later.